This is a spur of the moment video that I'm doing. I decided to make this recipe and I've got no idea what box it came off of, but I'm going to guess a cremette macaroni box because it calls for 2 cups of cremette macaroni. And that is dry macaroni. That is not cooked macaroni with it. But we're going to do that. The only things I don't have in this recipe is pimento, and I think I do have some of the French fried onions that I may try. I may leave those off. I don't know. But let's get started. So it's crunchy cheesy-roni. So I have already cooked my macaroni and drained it. I cooked up this package of beef. I don't know if it's a full pound or not. I didn't weigh it, but it didn't even have a date on it. So I'm going to guess it's from like 2021 or 2020 even. I tasted it and it still tastes good. So what I'm going to do is spray my pan here. And then I am going to add the soups. It calls for 1 can cream of mushroom soup. And my little spatula here. So I'm going to put that in. I hope everybody is doing good today. We had a really rainy night and they are calling for winds starting in about an hour that will be 40 to 50 miles an hour, and they're to go until late evening. So usually they offer like first alert weather reports. Today they issued a first dog alert because they do not want you out walking small dogs with the wind that we're going to be having. I just thought that was so cute. Okay, so, and it did call for regular tomato soup. I only had tomato bisque. That's one of the things on my list to can this year is tomato soup. So I'm really hoping. I live around a bunch of farms though, and I can get tomatoes if I need to. So I'm just going to kind of stir this up a little bit here. And these are all things that came out of my pantry. The bell pepper obviously is fresh, but I got it on for the $5 Friday deal. So I need to use it up. Let's see. Then you add the bell pepper. Calls for a green one. Didn't have a green one, so we're using the yellow one that I had. Over there. Give that a good stir. And then you add in the macaroni to it. Grab it. Hope my dish is big enough. Oops. You can tell it was already cooled a little bit. Put that back over there. And I think, whoa, flying macaroni. Don't even have the wind going yet. Let me grab sorry about my arm and shoulder in the way, a bigger spatula here. And just kind of mix this up first. Then we'll put the ground beef in. And you know, I did this backwards. I may take part of this out. It called for half the macaroni to mix it together in a different bowl. And then put half of it in here, layer it with cheese, and then, I'm going to put the ground beef in. And this was already drained beef, and I've got no idea where I got it from. Usually I try and mark it, or I know, depending upon the year. And also, I was going to do a video on if you're looking to buy beef or hog, or chickens even, to check around, because you never know. And call a meat locker, because maybe they know somebody that's looking for someone to buy a quarter or a half of beef, and you can get in on that. But a friend of mine just happened to text me last night, and they've gotten back into raising beef and selling it. So, and it's not going to be until next fall. They've got the calf. And I'm gonna get a quarter of it because David doesn't eat much meat and I don't either. And actually I've got a freezer full of meat right now, so I'm gonna be really working the next couple months to empty it out, getting ready for veggie and fruit season, so I can freeze some of that. But check around and see. And be sure and ask, though, you know, how was it raised? You know, what kind of grain, if it was grain-fed, or maybe you live in an area where they can just do grass-fed all year round. I don't live in an area like that. So the person I'm getting it from does have grain-fed during the winter time. And then during the spring months through the fall, it is just grass-fed. So then for the cheese, I am using up some cheese that I got. You know what, I'm going to use this one first. This one I found digging through my freezer is Cheddar Jack, which I love this cheese. It's from March 20, so it's getting used up. So let's see if I can do this. It calls for 2 cups, and it actually calls for cubed. I don't have cubed. I've got the shredded. I'm probably going to make a mess here, folks. And David's out of town, so I'm making this for myself. I don't mind using hands. And they're clean hands, so. Okay, so we're going to sprinkle 1 cup on here. And then put the rest of this on it. And then top it with the rest of the cheese, another 1 cup of it. And I'll put the recipe down in the description, but what it calls for is 2 dry cups of the macaroni. It can be any brand that you like. 1 pound of ground beef, or you can do a 1/2 pound of bulk sausage and a 1/2 pound of beef. You could even do chicken in this if you wanted to. It calls for 1 can of the condensed cream and mushroom soup, 1 can of the condensed tomato soup. I've got tomato bisque in this, so it's going to change the taste just a little bit. And 1 medium green bell pepper diced up, a 1/4 cup of chopped pimentos, which I don't have. 2 cups of cubed cheddar cheese, and then 1 can of the French fried onions if you want to add that. I might try, well, no, I probably won't do it. Well, maybe I will, and that would be air frying the some onions just to get them kind of crunchy and put on it. Hey, you know what? I think I will do that. I'll probably do that off camera. I'll just slice them kind of thin, pop them into the air fryer. So after you get this all mixed together, you want to put it in an oven that has been preheated to 350 and bake for about 25 minutes or so. And then put the onions on it and bake it for another 5 minutes. Okay, whoops, I am making a mess here. So let's just get this on here. Sorry, I was not organized today. I really hadn't planned on filming this, but I thought it's been a while. I hurt my back the end of December, and it was getting actually a lot worse, so I haven't really done a whole lot. But I got an injection yesterday, and it's a little bit better where I can stand longer. But I will bring you guys back. I'm going to pop this into the oven, and then we'll get it ready. I decided to do the air fryer onions. What I did was take a yellow onion, or not yellow, it's a white onion, slice it basically pretty thin, and drizzle some, I used olive oil. You can use whatever oil you like on it. I just have some olive oil that I need to use up. Then we are going to put a little bit of salt on it, and this is the Redmond from the Utah. It's from the Great Salt Lakes 100% natural. I'm just going to kind of churn it a little bit. I could have really used a bigger dish or a bowl for this. Let me rinse my hands off a little bit here. I'm going to sprinkle some more salt on it. And then for the air fryer, you set it at 350. Kind of stir them at 10 minutes. And if you want, that's to get a sauteed type of onion. To get a crispy onion, you do that and then you turn it down to 300 and cook them. I think it's for another 8 minutes. I'll have to double check. I will put the directions again in the description. So all I'm going to do is just layer them on these trays and get them in the air fryer. I'll show you whenever I get them done. Okay, so I'm bringing you back to show you what the sauteed onions look like. Let me see if I can bring them up. This was at 350 for 10 minutes. We turn them, put them back in for another 2 minutes, and then I will turn it down to 300 and do it for 8 to 10 minutes on that. The onions did not get as crispy as what I would like. Some of them did, but I think next time I'm going to get my mandolin out so they can be all sliced evenly on it. I think that was my issue with it. But I made these to put on my cheesy roni dish. Here, I'd stop and think what it was I was even making. And I will give you a picture of that once I get them on. The dish is done. I'm going to cut it and try and get some in a dish here. I tried some of the onions that weren't quite crispy, so I didn't put them on here. And I gotta tell you, they were delicious. I am never buying the fried onions again. I'm going to be making them in the microwave, in the dehydrate. I'll spit it out in the air fryer. This might go better with a spoon than with my spatula, that's for sure. And maybe next time I'll put in, like, if I don't have pimentos, I'll put in a red bell pepper, or maybe I'll have the green bell pepper by that time. So here we go. I'm gonna blow on this just a little bit. You know what? It's actually really pretty good. I'm kind of surprised. I wasn't sure how it would taste with the tomato bisque soup and the cream of mushroom, but it's really good. And I'm gonna go grab one more spice here. I found this at Sam's Club. It is called Bang Bang. It's a seasonal thing or a limited time spice, and if you've ever had Bang Bang shrimp, this is the spice that they use on it, and I gotta admit, I love it on everything. I even put it on popcorn. I just absolutely adore it. So let's just try a little bit on here and just see. Really good. That is delicious. I highly recommend this dish. It was actually really easy. And especially if you have got canned beef already where you've canned it, or it's store-bought canned, it's already cooked. If it's store-bought, I don't know, you may have to brown it, but this is definitely worth fixing. So I hope you all give it a try. Let me know in the comments what you think, and if you've ever had it, or if you think you're going to have it, or if you have any suggestions for other things that we could put into it, that would be great. Hope you all have a great day. Just keep on cooking, and I will see you in the next video.